Okay, so when the research was most recently done by the Grattan Institute, who are a public policy independent think tank in Australia, they calculated that the cost of an incomplete university undergraduate degree on average in Australia is $12,000. One of the reasons behind that is this magical idea of census date, which incidentally their research also showed that a large number of students just don't understand the meaning of. So let's clear that up right now. What is census date? Well, it's an academic date in all of the university's calendars before which a student is allowed to withdraw proactively from the unit and have no penalty associated with their withdrawal. So as long as you withdraw before your university's census date, what it means is there's not going to be an academic penalty for you, so there's not going to be a fail recorded on your formal academic transcript, but it also means that there is no financial penalty. In other words, you're not going to be required to pay for undertaking the unit. There's no HECS debt associated with it. The flip side is, what I actually see with a large number of students who are failing units is that it's not the case that they're proactively showing up to the learning activities, undertaking all of the assessment tasks, fulfilling all the requirements, but somehow not gaining the skills and content understanding required and getting below 50%. What's oftentimes the case for a lot of these students is that they might participate early on, but at some point they just drop out of the unit, they stop engaging, they're not looking at the learning management system, they're not attending classes, they're not actually submitting assessment tasks. And so it's not that they've actually failed the unit because they haven't understood the content or gained the skills, it's that they never had an opportunity to pass because they're simply not showing up and doing the work and not actually submitting the assessment tasks. And the danger with this is, or the confusion I guess with this is that the students could actually have proactively made a really sensible decision to withdraw themselves before census date, but instead of doing that, they're kind of just hanging out in the unit, accumulating HECS debt and also accumulating fail grades. Now there's some nuance around this, and I strongly encourage you to go and have a look at my full course resource where we do a deep dive into a lot of these processes and the things that you can do to support yourself and to reach out for extra help. So go and have a look at that if you would like to. But again, it's really important to understand what census date is. You should be proactively thinking about whether you want to undertake all of the units that you've actually study planned for, whether your study load is manageable. Do you want to drop a unit, for example, to manage your workload? Is there particular units that you're just really not liking, and so you're wondering if the course that you've chosen is correct for you? Now, you're not alone. You don't have to do this on your own and make all these decisions on your own. And in fact, I would definitely recommend you go and seek some course advice before proactively withdrawing from something, because some units are better than others to withdraw from, shall we say. Again, much more information on that in my full course. So definitely go and get some course advice, but I do recommend you do it before census date, because it means you won't have any of those penalties associated with it. Now, census date quite often is usually commonly around week 4 for a regular semester, but absolutely check this date for your own institution to make sure that you are well prepared. If you're able to do this, you are likely to save yourself thousands and thousands of dollars, and obviously a fail grade on your transcript, it's definitely not the worst thing in the world, but if there isn't really a need for you to have it there, and it's contributing to your GPA and things like that, then obviously we don't want it to be there for you. So a little bit of kind of pre-planning before census date can really help you out in the long run. Okay, I hope that's cleared things up.